Let's come onto our mats, my friends, settling onto the earth in your easy pose, your Sukhasana, this seat of steady comfort, this seat of effortless ease. It's a new moon in Virgo, so our practice is going to be drawing upon the energies of this moon, which are leading us into a period of harvesting or fruition. So this is a time of kind of almost intensely absorbing nourishment, processing the energies in order to move into this seasonal expansion of harvesting. So there's this kind of, when I talk about expansion, what I mean is the expansion is of nature manifesting itself in the abundance, in its abundance and its sort of fullness during the harvest season. And as part of that harvest season, when we move into this fullness of abundance, there's also a letting go. The old must be released so that the new can enter. So the fruit, the flowers, the harvest, the wheat, the chaff, the grain must be released in order to make way for new growth. And this period in the new moon in Virgo is very much about this invisible period of moving into abundance. So our nourishing practice means we're going to call upon the Ida Mudra. So for the Ida Mudra, bring the thumb and the tip of the ring finger together. And then let's place, and you can do this whichever way around you want. We'll turn this around. So left hand lower and right hand higher. And almost as if between the tips of your fingers of the left and the right hand, you're pulling apart a silvery thread of moonlight. We're connecting with the Ida Nadi. This is the channel of energy most connected with, excuse the dogs for a moment. This is the channel most connected with the lunar energy. So bringing your hands into the Ida Mudra and sort of position your hands at the Swadhisthana and the Manipur chakra areas here. Closing your eyes, visualizing in your mind's eye the thinnest sliver of moonlight or a silver thread. And with your breath, I'm going to invite you to connect with Chandra, Vidhi, or Vidhyana Pranayam. This is a variation of Nadi Shodhana Pranayam. And we'll be breathing in and out of the left nostril. I'm not going to ask you to physically close the right nostril. In your mind's eye, visualize this thread of silver moonlight containing the swirls of your breath as you breathe in through the left, out through the left. So we may be taking some breath in through the right nostril. Where we focus our awareness is where the energy will flow. Inhaling through the left nostril. Exhaling out of the left nostril. We're focusing on the left side of the body, the left nostril. We're activating the right hemisphere of our brain. the aspect of our brain which is most associated with artistry, musicality, creativity, an intuitive perception. Inhaling left, exhaling left. Now I invite you to begin to move your hands into a circle. So bring the left hand up so it's parallel above the right, and then rotate so that the right is parallel. And you can do this in synchronization with your breath. As if you are weaving a ball, weaving the moon itself. This invisible phase of the moon, this dark side of the moon, means that although we are not able to see the fullness of the moon reflected in the light of the sun, it is still there, invisible yet present. Our mantra, which we're going to do, we're building on our practice, building on our mudra, building on our pranayama, building on with our mantra. And the mantra that I'm going to invoke, the deity that I'm going to invoke today is Kalma. So we will chant her bija mantra, the most powerful seed mantra. Om krim kalikaye namaha. Om krim kalikaye namaha. We'll chant that 3 times. Om krim kalikaye namaha. Om krim kalikaye namaha. Om krim kalikaye namaha. Om. 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 Reach overhead with the right arm. Bringing the left hand to the earth and reach up and over to the left. Crescent movement here over to the left and flow through center over to the right. Keeping your hands in this Ida Mudra variation. 3 times in each direction to invoke the energy of the Shakti, the creative energy of the universe. Often we talk about the energy, Shakti energy is often referred to as a feminine energy or the feminine principle. It is the principle of creativity. The energy that is we cultivate in order to grow, to create, to imagine. Back to center. Take a moment here, reach up. Exhale over to the left. Gaze over the left shoulder. Inhale through center. Exhale over to the right. 3 times in both directions. I'm maintaining, you can see my Ida Mudra. As if I'm weaving the silver web. And then back to center, lift your gaze. Take a moment here. Bring the hands down towards the earth. Let's extend the left leg long. Flex the foot. Take a moment here. And then let's reach up and over to the left side here. So hand can be on the earth. You can place the forearm on the earth or onto a bolster. Take a few deep breaths here. Again, throughout your practice today, we are focusing on the breath through the left nostril to stimulate the Ida Nadi, which fosters a cooling, receptive, nourishing energy. So as we move into this new moon phase, we seek to synchronize with the natural rhythms of our own body. Inhale through center. Take a moment here over to the left, to the right rather, my friends. And back to center. Bring the soles of your feet together in the Konasana. Lengthen here, reaching up. Exhale, hinge as far forward as you can reach, and then release the hands down to the earth. And again, keep the hands with your mudra parallel rather than connected. Crown reaching forward, hinging from the hips, creating length here. You may have noticed that over the last week or so, your energy has felt stuck or stagnant. Your mood may have been despondent. You may have felt very low. It is this turning into the darkness. As the new moon rises, lift up the arms overhead. Take a moment here and then exhale, lower the hands. Let's extend the right leg long, tuck in the left foot. And again, we're going to bring the right hand to the earth or forearm, onto a bolster, whatever you choose, my friend, and then reach up and over with the left arm. You can connect with your mantra. Om krim kalikaye namaha. Om krim kalikaye namaha. Let's reach up and over to the left side to counterbalance, and then back to center. From here, my friends, we're going to come directly to the earth before we rise up. So moving your legs around, let's come down to the earth. We're going to come into the reclined Chandrasen pose. So from the center of your mat, once you're lying down comfortably, let's reach up and over with our arms. Bring your hands into your mudra. Take a full extension here. So feeling the length from the crown to the root, from the tips of your fingers to the heels of your feet, and then the toes of your feet. Tucking in your chin ever so slightly. And when you're ready, my friends, let's walk our feet over to the left-hand side. So take the left foot to the lower left side. The right foot follows. You can cross the right foot over the left ankle. And then let's walk our head and hands over to the top left-hand corner. Option here to take hold of the right wrist with the left hand. And again, bring your hand into the Ida mudra by bringing the thumb and the ring finger to touch round the wrist. So we're creating a crescent moon on the earth. As you lie here in this sort of fallen moon, crescent moon pose, asana, begin to discern between areas of darkness or shadow or burden in your life, and areas of light, of joyfulness, of a sense of flow or ease, not seeking to minimize or reduce or exclude any of these areas. We're simply observing and noticing them without judgment, without attachment, without criticism, without trying to become more perfect. Inhale back to center. Let's walk the right foot to the bottom right hand corner, cross the left foot over the right ankle if you wish, or have them alongside each other. Again, take your head and arms up to the top right hand corner. Again, you can take hold of the left wrist with the right hand in your mudra. In this observation of the dark aspect of the moon's energy, consider what have you let go of? What have you neglected? Where have you shifted your attention away from? What has faltered in the lack of attention or awareness, or perhaps even neglect? What has prospered or cultivated where you've switched your attention awareness into an area of light? This balance of dark and light, this balance of old and new, is the balance of nature itself. Inhale back to center. Take a moment here and let's hug in the knees. In your sort of what we call the wind relieving pose. Hugging here. And then, my friends, you may roll on your spine to rise up, or roll over onto one side to come up. When you're ready, let's go directly into table Bambarasana. Hug in the navel, untuck the toes. Take a moment here before moving into our Chakravasana, our cycle, our Chakrasana cycle rather, of Marjasana and Vitlayasana. And when we're ready, we're going to come to a pause, extend the left leg long, tuck the toes, reach the right hand up to the sky, come into this easy twist. Fingers of the right hand in your Ida Mudra. Reach back with your right hand, take your gaze with you. Imagine again that you are extending the silver thread of moonlight. These rays of silver. One breath here. Circle with the right hand. Take a moment here. Rotate onto the sole of your left foot, shifting your weight onto the right hand, and then draw the left fingertips up to the sky. So you come into this Ardha Vastisthasana pose, half side plank pose. Again, left hand reaching up towards the sky. One breath more. Exhale, left hand to the heart. Let's untuck tuck the right toe, lift the knees. So I've lifted my knees here in plank. Take a moment in plank. Exhale into mountain. Inhale into plank. Exhale into mountain. 3 times this cycle. Into plank.
Here, please.
And then from mountain, my friends, let's bring the right knee down and extend that left leg long. As you know, we're going to bring the left knee down. Try to remember which way it's round. Yes, left knee on the earth, right knee lifted. Inhale, left hand to the sky, coming into this easy twist. So we're moving very gently. I'm moving very slowly today. And when we're seeking a nourishing practice, when we're working with the lunar energy, we're in no rush to go anywhere. We're in no rush to get anywhere. You want to sort of be in the presence of this energy. That is, if we are able to sit with this energy, you're able to meditate and reflect in this energy. We can connect with the harmonious flow of nature. Exhale, left hand to the earth. Shift the sole of the right foot onto the earth. Shift the weight onto the left hand. Draw the right arm up to the sky, coming into your half plank variation. Take your gaze up towards the sky. Exhale, right hand to the earth. Oh no, where we're going back into plank here. Take a moment here, then reverse into mountain. Parvatasana. Plank, claw the feet, claw the hands. 3 times. Om krim kalikaye namaha. And then next time when we reverse back into mountain, take a moment here, lift the right leg long. Bend into the right knee and then step the right foot to the top of the mat to come into your low lunge. Shuffle the right foot towards the center if you took the right foot wide. Keep the left knee lifted, my friends. If you wish to bring the knee to the earth, you may do so. Rise up into high plank. And here, let's come into our Ida Mudra here. Take a moment, lift your gaze, lift your heart. So ground down through the feet, hug the legs in, sink into your hips here. If you wobble like me, come back into your balance. Take a moment here. From here, my friends, we're going to transition into Ardha Chandrasen. So if you have a block or a low footstool available, reach for that now, or perhaps reach for a wall. Lift your hands up to the sky. Bring your arms parallel. Exhale. Bring the right hand to the earth. Hop the left foot slightly and then lift the left foot. Your right hand can stay on the earth, on blocks, on a wall. Lift the left leg. That left toe can be connected with the earth or it can be parallel to the earth. Find your variation with your support. Spiral the heart. Flex through the left foot. That left hand can be on your hip, reaching up towards the sky in your Ida Mudra. Find your gaze where it feels comfortable. And remember, we're not going to look the same because our limbs are different sizes. And we are all in different places. One more breath here. As you exhale, bring the left hand to the earth. Bend into the left knee and bring the left foot to meet the right foot. Deep forward fold here. One breath here. Inhale, unfurl your spine to rise up. Hands reach overhead. Hands in your Ida Mudra. Gentle back bend. Lift your gaze up towards the sky. Exhale, hands into your mudra in front of your abdomen area. I like to have it parallel with my Swadhisthana and my Manipur chakra. One moment here. Om Klim Kalikaye Namaha. Reach overhead. Take hold of the right wrist with the left hand and exhale, lateral stretch to the left. So we're coming into Chandrasana here. Inhale, center. Take hold of the right wrist or left wrist with the right hand over to the right. 3 times in both directions. Inhaling through center. Again, notice the flow of the breath through the left nostril coming back to this left aspect, the lunar aspect, the Chandra aspect. When you've done your 3 cycles, bring your hands back into your mudra, your Ida mudra. Take a moment, reach overhead. Exhale, fall forward. Let's step back long with the right foot. Keep that knee lifted for a moment. Take a moment, and then let's step back with the left foot to come into mountain. Reach up high with the left foot. Step the left foot forward wide and then shuffle it in if you wish. When you're ready, let's rise up into high lunge and Chandrasana. This time you might want to swap your left hand and right hands around so that the left hand is on top, depending on what you did last time. Lift your gaze, open your heart, sink into your hips, hug into the midline. Keeping your breath awareness. The Chandra Bedi Pranayam is our breath for the practice. Exhaling, we're going to move into Chandra, the Ardha Chandrasana. So left hand to the earth, hop the right foot up slightly. Again, find your balance, what you wish to hold on to. I'll turn around so you can see me. Anything that you wish to place your left hand on. Could be the wall. And then spiral your heart. Could be on a bolster, furniture, blocks, my friends. That right hand can stay on the right hip or reach up towards the sky. So when we think about Virgo, new moon in Virgo, often we think about coming into this creative period. But in order to be able to create anew, we must clear away the clutter of what is old, or plans that haven't worked out, or dreams that aren't dreams that we connect with anymore. When you're ready, bring the right foot to meet the left, bring the right hand to the earth, deep forward fold. Then inhale to rise up. Exhale, hands to the navel in your mudra. And let's do our Chandrasen from left to right. And I'm taking hold of my wrist. And as I wrap my hand around my wrist, I'm connecting the ring and the thumb. So it depends on really how long your fingers are and the size of your wrist. This could be intentional. It doesn't have to be a physical connection. It could be an energetic connection. And then I swap over as I move from side to side. Again, weaving this web. So as I weave my web, I gather up all that I no longer need. And then through my practice, I release it. Virgo, or the new moon in Virgo, is about a energy that's very structured, organized, planned, logical. And so we draw upon this creative aspect in order to move through that practical side of us with an element of fluidity, with an element of self-expressive creativity. Back to center, forward fold, my friends. Let's step back long with the left foot coming into a low lunge. And then step back into Parvatasana Mountain. Take a moment here and bring your knees to the earth. Keep your knees parallel. Move your hands closer to you, perhaps. Bring the left hand to the center of your mat. Reach up with the right arm to the sky. Exhale, thread through with the right arm under the left arm, coming into our Suchirandasana, threading the needle pose. Take the left hand to the sky, or bring it round to the right hip. I'm going to take it to the sky. It's my choice today. Three breaths here. Focus the breath on the left nostril. You will be breathing through both nostrils. We're energetically focusing on the left. So the Ida Nadi is, we have sort of over 70,000 channels or nadis in the body, in the energetic body. Three main ones are Ida, Pingala, and Sushumna. Ida represents the left lunar aspect, the top, and Pingala represents the solar or hot energy. Exhale, left hand to the earth. Inhale to rise to the right. Replace the left. Let's go in the other direction. And again, I'm not going to spend too much time trying to organize our movements or structure our movements. We want to bring in a little bit of creativity, a little bit of fluidity, so that we can unfold with the rhythms of nature. You know, at this time of year, we're all going back to school, we're going back to work, the summer holidays may be over. We know that those of us in the northern hemisphere are moving into shorter days. And so it feels like a natural culmination of one season, and that seasonal change is reflected in our habits, in our conditioning. When you're ready, bring your right hand to the earth. Inhale to rise with the left to the sky. Bring your hands to the earth, tuck your toes, move into mountain here, Parvatasana. And then walk your hands back towards your feet. Forward fold here. Unfurl your spine, rise up with your hands. Exhale, hands into your Ida Mudra. Let's quarter turn here. So now let's prepare for our Chandra and Namaskar practice across the mat. So we're going to start on the left side here. Let's bring the hands in our mudra. Again, let's play here, weaving our new pathways. The pathway that we've just completed in one cycle and the pathway that we are embarking upon in the next. So it might require us to do a little bit of map reading here, deciding which direction we want to go in. Choosing to change directions completely. Inhale, open your arms into Tarasana star pose, step across the mat. Left hand to the left leg, reach up and over with the right arm. And let's flow from left to right here, 3 times in both directions. And you can keep the hand on the leg, or you can wave the arm through. Back into star pose, bend into your knees, turn out your feet, bring your hands into Devasana. So bending into your knees, bending into your elbows, coming into Utthata Konasana. Ida Mudra here. Om krim kalikaye namaha. Your practice is an opportunity. So what we're doing when we're practicing movement is we are cleansing our mind of the clutter. So all of the thoughts that we want to undertake, all of the reflections, all of the clarity that we may be finding, is we have to go through all of these different paths, dark and light paths, in order to come to a sense of clarity so we can prepare for meditation. So I know that when we go to a yoga studio, you won't be asked to do very much thinking. You'll be focusing on your movements. But we want to synchronize the movements of the mind with the movements of the body, with the movement of the breath, with the movement of nature. Take a moment, rise up in Tarasana, turn the right foot out, hinge across the body with your Trikonasana, right hand to the right leg, left hand to the sky. Exhale, turn your gaze down towards your right leg. Shuffle the right foot out slightly. Step forward with the left foot to come into our pyramid pose. Fold over the right leg here. And then let's prepare to rise up. Standing pyramid. Take our gaze back. Overhead. Fold forward, keep a soft bend in that right knee. Now this time, let's take the left hand to the outside of the right foot. Left fingertips can be on the earth. They can wrap around the right leg. They can be on a block. Right hand comes onto the right hip. Open the shoulder. We're coming into a twist here. Now that right hand can reach up towards the sky. Exhale, take your gaze down towards the earth. Coming back into forward fold with the heart over the right leg. Rising up. Turn the right foot, turn the left foot, reposition yourself back into Tarasana, star pose. Exhale into the Vyasana, goddess pose, Utkatasana. Rising up, turn the left foot out, hinge over to the left, Trikonasana over to the left side. So coming into your triangle pose. Excuse me as I rearrange myself. Virgo is known to be the sign of the healer, the nourisher. And by connecting with our lunar practice, we're connecting with the healing energies. Exhale, right hand to the earth. Let's shuffle that left foot over slightly. Step forward with the right foot to come into our pyramid base. Forward fold over the left leg. Softness in that left knee. And then rising up into standing pyramid. Taking the gaze up and over. Coming back down towards the earth, so hinging over that right leg. Let's take the right hand to the outside of the left foot. We'll wrap it around the left lower leg. Left hand onto left hip. Begin to spiral the heart. And keep your right hand on a block if you so wish. And then when you're ready, my friends, let's open up the left arm to the sky, only if you wish to go here. Exhale, turn your gaze down towards the earth. Let's rise up, open out into Tarasana, shuffle your feet as you need. Take a moment here. And let's step over to the right side of our mat. Om krim kalikaye namaha. Om krim kalikaye namaha. Om krim kalikaye namaha. Open out into Tarasana to the left now. Arms wide. And again, let's flow from left to right. So your hand can come to the outside of your thigh. You can flow it through to create these weaving patterns. And then open out into the asana by bending into your knees and elbows. Rising up into star pose Tarasana. Let's turn the left foot to the top of the mat. Hinge over to the left, coming into Trikonasana. Exhale, right hand to the earth, coming into mountain and pyramid. Rise up into standing pyramid so we can flow a little bit more pace here. We know where we're going now. Exhale, fold over the right, left leg. Take the right hand to the outside. Open out into your reverse pyramid. Exhale, hand back down to the earth. Rising up. Open out to star pose. Goddess pose. Utkata Konasana. Open out into star pose. Turn the right foot towards the top of the mat. Hinge over to the right. Moving into Trikonasana. Exhale, left hand to the earth. Pyramid. Forward fold. Rising up to standing pyramid. Take your gaze up. Exhale, fold. Take the left hand to the outside of the right foot or rest it on a block. Right hand to right hip. Open out into a reverse pyramid here. Exhale, hand to the earth, rising up. Open out into Tarasana. Take a moment and step over to the left. So once we know where we're going, we can flow through that sequence multiple times. We can add variations to it. Open out into Tarasana. And let's begin to add some variations. So let's create some big circles by bending into our knees. And then over to one side. So flowing here, over to the left, over to the right. And then back into star pose. Step over to the right. Take a moment here. Stepping back across the mat. And this time we're going to come into a forward fold, wide-legged forward fold, Prasarita Padottanasana. Bring your hands to the earth, crown reaching forward, tailbone reaching back. And then walk your hands underneath you. And when you're ready, my friends, your right hand stays on the earth or stays on a block, and then draw the left hand up towards the sky. Again, keeping your hand in your mudra. Exhale, left hand to the earth, rise up with the right. And let's flow here. With the Virgo, it is a sign of service to the self and service to humanity. So we serve the needs of the self, we nourish the self in order to serve the needs of our community so that we are replenished. And we come from a place of harmony, peace, equanimity. And in that way, when we apply or implement our plans, our organizational skills, these Virgo qualities, we do them without perfectionism, without urgency, and instead we do it with compassion and kindness. Inhale to rise up into goddess pose, into Tarasana. And then let's step over to the left, big step over, back where you started. I'm very warm, the sweetness is flowing throughout me. But there's a tinge of coolness. So I'm feeling warm because we're physically moving. But there's a tinge of coolness. There's a sweetness to this sensation. I'm not feeling tired, not feeling out of breath, because this is a practice that I'm pacing for myself. And in pacing the practice for me, I invite you to think about how to pace the practice for yourself. Let's turn onto our mat. Inhale to reach up. Exhale to fall down towards the earth. And walk your hands forward to come into mountain. Take a full breath here, in through the left nostril, imagining this silver ray of light out through the left. And now imagine this light, this ray of moonlight. Inhale through the crown, travel the length of your spine to the root, to the tailbone. And then as you exhale, allow that light to travel down the legs, through the heels into the earth. Drawing up through the hands and the crown, releasing through the feet and the heels. And then perhaps this light begins to circulate. So you visualize it going through the earth, passing through you, passing through the earth. This cycle of light. Come onto your knees, my friends. Let's sit back in child's pose, keeping your arms extended long. Eyebrows center can rest on the earth or on a block or a cushion. Notice how, whether you are feeling more nourished whether your awareness shifted from all that felt unsettled or that we wished to change or let go of or felt a discomfort with. Is there a shift in the energy? And if there's not a shift in that energy just yet, observe how that energy moves over the season, this cycle. I invite you to move forward into pranam. So walk your hands forward, come onto your abdomens and reach your arms long in front of you. And then have your arms parallel so that there's a gap between your thumb and index mudra. So you'll have your hands in your Ida mudra, but there'll be a gap between the thumb, the fingers of the opposite hands. If your forehead feels uncomfortable, this is the Agnya chakra. You can place a cushion or a folded blanket to pad the air. Here you are like a vessel lying on the earth. Like a ray of light itself. 3 more breaths here. And then, my friends, let's bring the hands alongside the body. Inhale, press into the big toes, rising Bhujangasana Cobra. This is the rising Shakti energy. And let's sway. Fold forward and rise up. Sway, rising and falling like the swaying cobra. Cobra with this sahaja energy, this moving energy. Coming to the earth. Let's roll onto our backs. Take your time here. Move gently here. Inhale. Reach up with the right toes towards the sky. Now the left foot can stay on the earth with the knee bent, or you can extend that left leg long. You can take your hands and wrap them round or a belt around the right leg. You also have the option of keeping that left knee bent with the foot on the earth. Rotate your ankle one way, then the other way. From here, my friends, we're going to roll over onto our left side. So you can keep that right leg extended and then roll over so that you have that extended right leg. And you might need more space than I have. Or you can bend into the knees and keep the knees bent. So if you have that left knee bent, you can fold in the right leg and then roll over onto the left side. So you either have sort of zigzag bending your knees or your legs will be extended. Coming into our Supta Matsyendrasana, reclined twist. Take your gaze up towards the sky or over to the right. And reach your arms overhead or out to the sides. When you're ready, my friends, let's hug that right knee back into the heart by rolling onto the back. Take a moment here, hug that right knee in. That left leg can be extended or a fold in the knee, a bend in the knee. And let's move to the other side. So create some space for yourself. Let's take the left toes up to the sky. That right leg can be extended with bend in the knees. Rotate the ankles one way and the other. Using your hands or a loop to support that left leg. And keep a bend in that left leg. We're going to be in our own place here. And when you're ready, my friends, we're going to roll over to the right side. Move with care. Legs can stay extended or you can have a bend in the legs. You can rest the right hand on the top of the left leg. Reach overhead with your hands. You bring a very different intentional energy when we're practicing with the moon. Three more breaths here, my friends. And then let's come back to center. Hug in the knee, the left leg. Let's take a moment or two in Shavasana. So settling yourself on your mat, extending your arms away from you like a fallen star. Remember, at this time when we have a new moon, it rises and sets with the sun. And so it can be hard to see because it's very close and the glare of the sun means that we can't see this new moon. So all of this work that we do, all of this practice and its beneficial effects, or it's stirring up, sometimes not visible, but we're doing it nevertheless. One more full breath here. Have a stretch, reach overhead, and then exhale and hug everything into center. And roll over onto one side, ideally your left side, the side of the heart. And then rising up, coming into your mudra, Ida Mudra. Closing our practice by chanting a mantra 3 times and then Om Shanti. Om Krim kalikaye namaha. Om krim kalikaye namaha. Om krim kalikaye namaha. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Dhanyavad. Dhanyavad.